Hello friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy and welcome to my craft room. Today we are doing a very simple and easy sketch card today. It's one that we have done in the past and I figured we all might need to, the countdown to Christmas cards is on, right? It's beginning of November, so let's crank out those cards and get them done. And today we're using a really retro, just vintage, I guess is the word I want to say, designer paper, and it is super simple. You can step it up. I'm going to show you a stepped up version as well. Okay, so let's get started. If you're joining in and new to my channel, I welcome you. Please let me know in the comments if you're new, so I can give you a shout out. And also hit that subscribe button on YouTube and also Facebook as well. And ring that bell so you can get notified when I go live. I go live every Wednesday at approximately 3 p.m. and Friday on YouTube and Facebook, and then Fridays on YouTube only. So come join me for some creative ink so I can inspire you to create and share those beautiful creations with others. So let's get started. Hi Shirley, welcome. And you got to stop by. I've got your stuff ready for you too, okay? So just give me a shout out. Okay, so this is the sketch card that we have done in the past. I used a one sheet wonder here to create, but this is a little bit directional. So I'm not going to use a 6x6. I've just pre-cut it because I want my envelope flap to go directional, all right? And this paper is very directional. And we want to, but just a simple piece of cardstock. We're going to change it up a little bit, okay? We're going to use a different punch label as well. This time we're using a die cut. We're going to use some die cuts from Spotlight on Nature. But let's check out this beautiful paper. This is our Sentimental Christmas Designer Paper. I believe I have showcased this before. I think it's $12.50 a package, and $3 goes directly to, of your purchase, goes to a literacy program. So really good cause. So get out there and order this beautiful vintage paper, okay? So we've got some deer here and some foliage. We've got snowflakes on the background with some pecan pie, I believe. All right, there's one design. So this is 12 by 12 and it's double-sided. So we have some nice ribbon with some holly. And on the flip side are these beautiful trees with old olive and pretty peacock. All right, and I was just looking, I guess this is like a little scrub brush. Okay, so we got a beautiful little forest. And then we have these vintage trees with the candles on them and some packages. Look at those beautiful vintage trees. And Mary Pat was helping me with a project. Thanks, Mary Pat. And I'll take the glue. She was doing, I was running out of time. She was gluing my designer paper on my envelopes. Okay, so let's look at the flip side. Here's this beautiful, pretty peacock stripe. Well, it's kind of like, I guess, shaded spruce in there too. So between the two, okay? And then we've got these stockings, and on the flip side is this gorgeous paper here, which when you cut it, you can make 6 beautiful card fronts as well. We got some snowflakes on the background, and this is also great for scrapbooking. And let's go back to the stocking here. So this is a bundle. This comes in, this is a suite of products, okay? And this, the dies in this bundle do cut out those stockings right there. So if you don't like to fussy cut, and what else does it cut out? This is a ribbon, we got some foliage, and then this is a set of candles. And I'll show you that. And this, I love this little mini package. So there's not a ton of dies in this bundle. Okay, so there's that. 2 pages. And then we have some bouquets of holly, okay? And there's like a candy cane stripe on the back. And then I love these candles. I think these candles just kind of remind you of church, you know, when you see the beautiful arrangements in church. And here's the flip side, this other beautiful design as well. And I think I haven't really looked at this as what it's like, but I think you could still cut this out and get some card fronts out of this one as well. Okay, otherwise it makes a beautiful scrapbook page. All right, so those are the designs in our paper. Okay, and then, as I said, here is our stamp set, Sentimental Wishes, and coordinating die set. So we do have a die that will cut out our holly branches, and of course a stamped image for the stocking as well. I'm a little bit out of shot, sorry guys. And then we have one that cuts out the candle and this. So really the dies cut out all our images. And look at the script on these greetings in here, just so vintage. All right, it goes beautifully with that paper. And I love these. I wish they would make these little envelopes available for us for paper pumpkin stamps. So we have our stamps organized, right? Okay, so a few more have joined in. Hi Donna and hi Carolyn from the UK. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's get stamping with this simple sketch, okay? If you're late in joining, I was talking about we're going to create using what I've done in the past is sketch card number 9. We've done it before, but I have just simply used a few different measurements, okay, because I've directly just cut from the designer paper versus using a one sheet wonder, okay, but the layout is simply the same. All right, so we're going to use let's see, we're going to use this designer paper, the tree, okay, and this piece is 3 3/4 from 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then we're going to map that onto a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, hi Diane and Gail, welcome. Okay, so let's simply, yes, happy November. Well, let's simply glue these two together, okay? So you can quickly make some fabulous cards here in no time, all right? And, but if you really wanted to, you could go back and check out my video. It is from episode number 242, and you can see how it's all done and the measurements there as well. And I'm trying to decide if I blogged about it. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so we've got these two put together, and then I have a 3/4 inch strip that's about 4 inches or less, and I'm going to just take my hexagon punch. I know it's retired, but I just can't give it up because I do not flag the ends very well at all. So, and this just makes it easy. I'm just taking a little bit off, and this one looks a little off. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just simply add this onto here. And then I have a label that I've die cut from our Spotlight on Nature, or yeah, mine is kind of, yeah, Spotlight on Nature dies. Okay, I had to think. I think that's right. All right, so we're simply going to stamp our greeting on there, and we're going to use a greeting from that stamp set. Let's celebrate the season. All right, and I think we're going to use a little bit of a contrast. We're going to go with Garden Green ink here, okay? So this is going to be a quick video today, all right? So let's do this. So you can simply make a ton of cards quickly, even if you wanted them to be thank you cards or whatever, okay? So let's stamp Garden Green on there. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad. It's a little faint there, okay, but it's still seeable. All right, so let's adhere this onto our card front. I'm going to put this on flat. Okay. And normally I have my grid paper out. You know what? I do have a piece here on my desk, so let's do that because, I don't know, I like the grid paper. It kind of gets me started where I want it to be and help get it lined up. Okay, so I'm using the lines on my grid paper to help me get that in line. All right, so let's add some dimensionals to this. Okay, here we go. Want some dimensionals. And then we're gonna add, so yesterday started new online exclusives. So if you haven't seen them, make sure you head to my online store and check that out. Okay, you can find, and here's my host code for that. If If you need to order anything, you can use that host code. And these set of cards are actually going to be my thank you gift during the month of November. With any $50 purchase, you'll get the parts for 6 cards, and I'll show you that at the end. Okay, so we've got our greeting on there. So let's add some more dimensionals. It would be nice if demonstrators use more retired. Oh, Carolyn. Well, you know what? I am going to use one thing that's kind of retired, but it's still available in the clearance rack, okay? But you can kind of still, you know, using a sketch card, because this designer paper here is retired, right? So you could, that's all we're doing. We're kind of reincorporating the wheel with new paper, okay? So even though we're showing something new, go and add your old stuff to it, and that it'll totally work. Okay, so I'm going to layer this onto a card base of thick basic white. That's 4 1/4 by 11 inches. Okay, and then let's do the inside. You know what? I didn't stamp. Hang on, I didn't die or cut some cardstock. So let's see. We need another piece of garden green. Let me see if I can reach a piece here. Here we go. Oh no, we need pretty peacock. Hang on. That's right. Let's do that. Okay, so we need our trimmer. So we're going to do the same thing on the inside. So the inside is going to be 3 7/8. Okay, and 5 1/8. So I want that. And these scraps here that I save, this is kind of like, I always save these because that's kind of like what I used here. All right, so save these kind of things. Carolyn, you purchased some dies but can't use number 2 plate. I'm not sure about that. I know, Diane, it is cloudy here in Minnesota, or in New York as well. It's been kind of like a really funky day, kind of misty rain all day, just weird. Okay, let's do our greeting on the inside, which is, here we go. All right, we're going to use the garden green again. We're going to say, wishing you joy and happiness. All right, and I forgot one other thing, guys. I was going to, we're going to add a little bit of designer paper. Let me close this up. All right, put that out of the way. Let me see if I can reach my designer paper, because we need a little hint of it. All right, let's see. Here we go. We got a little hint. Okay, so I always save my scraps too. So we're going to put this little scrap here, because this comes from the leftovers of cutting the designer paper, because I've made several sets today. And all these little bits and pieces would be included in your thank you card kit as well. And we got to cut one more piece. We need just a hint of cardstock here. Hopefully I can get it to stay. Here we go. I love these little slivers. It just adds so much to your card. So let's add a little bit adhesive. I'm going to just run my glue bottle, liquid glue, right along the top edge of that designer paper. And let's add this here. There we go. Okay, so let's grab some scissors, right? Mary Pat might have taken them and didn't give them back to me, but here's another pair. Here we go. Let's trim off that little excess. Okay, isn't that sweet? I love this. Hopefully I've zoomed in enough for you guys. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. You know, it's such a dreary day that my lighting is like really bad. Hopefully this helps. Okay, let's add some glue to this. We're going to layer it onto that piece of pretty peacock that I die cut. Or cut, not die cut. Oh, it's been a day, right? Here we go. Felt like it took me forever to get ready for today's live. Okay, so there we go. But let's add, I mean, you could leave it just like this, right? Or we can bump it up a little bit more, okay? So I have some of this fabulous iridescent ribbon, okay? It is great. It's just got that little bit of shine to it. And we're going to put it on with a mini glue dot. And this is what I was working on before I went live. I had to make some bows because I don't have these bows made and I don't have them on my cards either. So we got to put them on before we finish. And I wasn't sure what kind of embellishments either to use. So we're going to just add a bow right over here to the side. My bow's a little twisted. Let's fix that. Okay, let's see, which way do we want to go here? There we go. I like my tails to kind of go opposite ways. So we're going to add a little bit of bling, okay? So this is what's still in the clearance rack, okay? These iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. They are fabulous, and they are in the clearance rack for $3, okay? There are, how many are in here? There's 200 of these gems in there, all right? So we're going to add some of these. I thought because we're using the iridescent ribbon, the rhinestones would be a good match for them, okay? So let's grab my take your pick tool, and let's see if I can, these are kind of big. See if I can, there we go. Where do I want to put these? I'm thinking let's go here, and then there's like 3 sizes on here. And let's put a smaller one up there and a tiny one down here with the big one. All right, it's just enough sparkle for your card, you know? Doesn't that look cool? All right, so let's add our envelope flap here. So this is 2 3/8 by 6 inches is what I do, because remember, as I said, if I had cut this using the 6 by 6, let me think here, I would have had to go like this, right? How would I have gone? I gotta think. It would have been different. So I would have had that going that way, and then this would have, yeah, do I have that right? So I'm going that way. I would have had to, I'm trying to think, it would have gone this way. I guess I could have gotten it out of the 6 by 6. I would just have to think about it, right? Is that about right? No, that would have been too big because this is 5 inches. So it definitely would have had to been this way. My trees would have been up and down is what they would have done, okay? My trees would have been up and down like that. So, whoops, Mr. Cooper's back. He just had a visit to the vet, so for a checkup. So he's glad to be home. And that was a quick visit as well. All right. So let's add this onto here. And here we go. So he is riled up. So let's just trim these a little bit. You could also stamp your envelope and do some coloring, or just stamp like the holly and in like Pretty Peacock or any color you wanted to, and not have to color it all in. All right, what do you think? I think I was off camera, guys. I gotta zoom out again. Let's zoom back out. There we go. All right, isn't that pretty? Thanks, Caroline. Caroline, thank you so much. Okay, let's look at the other designs, okay? Because you will, in your thank you card kit with a $50 purchase, you will get these other designs. So, you know what? As we go, we need to put the bows on, okay, and some gems. So let's do that because they're not going to look the same. So let's add some bows. Here we go. So we need 6 bows here. 1. Do you guys do this when you're making multiple cards, just kind of load it all up onto your spool here, and they'll be already adhered. Here we go, and we'll finish this one. Okay, and then I just make a little crease and then just cut it off. So now my bows are all ready. Also in this suite of products is the Shaded Spruce ribbon, but I just felt like, I mean, it looks good on here, but when I got over to here, I just kind of felt like it it clashed on that one. It looks good on that one, and it'd look good on that one as well. But when it came to the thing, so I went to the iridescent, which I think I'm kind of glad I did. Okay, so let's add our bows onto here. Okay. And then there's one. You just line them all up too. There's 3. And 4. There's 5. And then here's 6. All right, so your labels will be all die cut for you. Or when you sign up for my newsletter, okay, here at Create with Nancy, you can, and there will be details on how you can purchase also this card kit as well, okay? All right, so there's our cards. Let's give them a trim, okay? Let's do that. There's one. Let's see, let's do this. Here we go. And then we'll add some quick gems, and then I'll show you the envelopes that Mary Pat so kindly did for me. Mary Pat's my daughter, in case you don't know her. She was just getting ready to leave, and I conned her into doing it. She's been working in her, well, she did bee stuff this morning. She has bees and lots of hives, and worked on some of her pottery for our upcoming holiday sale, which is just weeks away. So I'm working on that newsletter, that email too, talking all about that. So what I like to do is, so I'm going to move these. So I like to, you know, like I've got 3 cards with the red banner here, the Poppy Parade banner, and then I've got 3 cards with the old olive banner. And you could really do whatever color ink that you like, okay? So let's throw some of these iridescent gems on here. You know what? I think I'm going to put the big one up there, and then we'll go the 2 little ones down here. So yeah, make sure to check out that clearance rack, because there's still a few things on it, and pretty soon Stampin' Up! Will be changing. They're going to be doing away with the clearance rack, and there will always be like a last chance list that you can see for all the product that that is retiring. Okay, so that's coming soon, and yeah, especially the last chance list, because the mini catalog will be retiring. So you're going to want to watch out for that. We don't have dates yet, but as soon as we know, we'll let you know, okay? As far as I know, I mean, that's what they normally do, is put out the last chance list of everything retiring from the mini catalog, which feels like it just started, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see, we're missing this one, and we got that one. So one more here. Let's put one up there. And I love doing gems. I love adding sparkle to projects. It just really makes the card. Okay, there's our sparkle, our bling, right? And also, I kind of like the iridescent. This was also in the product, these Druzy gems here. They're gold and silver, and they're kind of rough, okay, but they're kind of a high profile as well. So, but I mean, these are kind of a high profile also, but they feel a little bit more petite, I guess. So you want to be careful when you're mailing. Okay, so let's match up our envelopes. Okay, so we've got this beautiful tree, and then we've got the boughs here. Hopefully she's done. Oh yes, phew, because I didn't tell her which ones to put on. Isn't that pretty with the envelope flap? Just that little bit there, showcased. And then here's our reindeer and the birds here. That looks great. And then we have our candles. There we go. And then oops, this one's different. But that's okay. I can switch that out later on. All right, so there's our cards. I hope you've enjoyed this. But let me also, I'm gonna show you how you can step it up. Anything else. It is difficult to check a favorite. Yes, and make sure you give me those thumbs ups and hearts if you're loving these projects. That's what helps grows my channel. So I stepped it up by using, trying to think the name of it, because I haven't had time. The Christmas labels, I believe they are. It's a set of 4 dies, and they die cut these labels that I'm going to show, and then there's a stamp set that goes with them. So you've got some of these, like this curly one that fits into that label. All the words fit in there, and you get that. There's the Happy Christmas, and like the Winter Wishes and Love and Joy kind of fit in this one. And then of course this one is kind of any one of these, the smaller straight ones. So you've got 4 different designs on these labels, and they're all like really cool. So you can check those out in the mini catalog, and some really cool, it's a hot cocoa day, you know, just kind of fun, sweet as sugar plum candy, you know, just some different greetings for the holiday season. Okay, so let's look at these. So I took and I embossed these in gold, okay? I just thought it just really added some elegance to the cards. There's the Be Merry, all right? And I didn't add any gems, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I might just leave it the way they are. There's Peace on Earth, another Peace on Earth, Celebrate the Holidays in All Ways, and then another Be Merry, okay? But let me give you a tip about these, okay? You want to be careful that you do not get too close with your heat tool with this, okay? Because let me show you what can happen, okay? You guys see that? You see the burnt mark on it? Let me just see if I can go a little bit. Maybe if I go like this. Can you see where I burned it? Like right there and up here. They burn very easy. So you want your heat gun kind of at a distance away, and just keep it moving until that gold is all melted, okay? So there's my little tip when you're using these labels, because those kind of like loose edges just kind of pop up and catch the heat gun. All right, what did Gail say? Everyone's so nice. Difficult to choose a favorite. Thanks, Carolyn. All right, I'm glad you love them. Your fussy candy. Oh, Gail, I know you love to fussy cut. So, but you'll have to share in the comments what you're working on, okay? What are you fussy cutting, all right? Take a picture afterwards and put it in the comments. So, okay, everybody, I thank you so much for joining me today, and let me just kind of show you. Let me see here if I can do this. So here's a couple of the online exclusives that started yesterday. The Outerly Adorable Suite collection. Okay, and this is my favorite, the Marbled Elegance Suite collection. This designer paper is absolutely beautiful. There's a fun, creative side on one side, and then you get that marbly side with the gold specks on the other. So, so check it out in the online store. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and come join me again on Friday at 3 p.m. approximately. I always try so hard to be on time, but it just never happens with me, right? So, but I'll be here. Anyway, so have a great rest of the day, no matter what you're doing. I hope I've inspired you to get into your craft room and create and share those beautiful creations with you. I've got some cards I've got to get out in the mail. So, yeah. So anyways, thanks, Linda. Welcome. Okay, the paper is beautiful. Remember, it's the Sentimental Christmas Designer Paper in our mini catalog. And I didn't say what page it was on. It's on page 29. You can see all the beautiful things in that suite that's available. Okay? Okay, I gotta go check out Mr. Cooper to see how he did at the vet. So thanks so much.